Oops, there we go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 45 of Dank Shrine. I have with me as my guest today a man who single-handedly just went on a fucking rampage during the WCS NA qualifiers, and that's Elevate MaSa. How are you doing today, man?
Hi. I'm good. That's it. I've been home for the whole day.
Yeah. How have you been feeling since you've won? Like, how has it been? Like, have you kind of just been like on that high where it's you're like, oh wow, I did like super good. Now you were like super happy to beat everyone.
To be honest, when I saw Neep on the second round again, I thought I would just get shut down 3-0 again.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, I don't have a chance for this qualifier yet again. And I should probably prepare for the retirement,
yeah,
although I was already doing that. But
yeah.
then after winning that, I gained a little more confidence.
Hmm.
And I'm just hoping to do really well in the next few months.
Yeah, definitely. I know everyone's gonna be rooting for you. You know, you're a fan favorite. You know, for sure. Obviously, just being one of the older in terms of been around for a long time. Not like you're old, but you know what I mean. Like you've just been in the scene for a long time. So you're definitely, like I said, just like a fan favorite in general. Yeah, poor like what about poor QXC though? Like comes back just like playing for fun, gets in, and then just has to play Neeb right away. I kind of felt bad for him, like just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. Like to get paired up against someone like that, like right away. But let's just jump kind of right into it here too, then, because like your first match, so you played Silky, and you beat Silky 3-0. So it was kind of the beginning of said rampage. What were you going in like to that game thinking? Like, okay, I got to play Silky. Like, what was your mindset?
Um, I mean, to be fair, I was just thinking about Neep.
Okay.
Like, round two Neep. I'm
Hmm.
fucked. That's all I was thinking.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
Neeb was just on your mind,
Yeah.
like during that Silky. Like once you like even like so you go up like game one, like going into game two. Like you're like, were you even worried for like about Silky at all? Were you like, no, I know how this guy plays. Like, did you have anything planned for him? Do you know how Silky plays at all? Do you like play him much on ladder? Like, like how did you approach those games?
Yeah, I know his plays that I've been matching with him a lot in the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's about it. I had a positive win rate. Although, in the first season, he knocked me out.
Right. So it
So
kind of
then,
kind of kind of a little
the
bit of like
second
a
season,
revenge.
second season, I met him again in the first round.
Okay.
But that's when I went in for the revenge, not this season.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So you go up. Two more games. So you 3-0 Silky. And then you kind of like you said, you're oh, like great, fuck no, I have to play Neeb. So
Yeah.
like going into that, were you just straight worried? Like you're like you kind of told me here just before we started, you were pretty worried. You kind of thought like I'm gonna get 3-0'd, right? Because like Neeb's just like he's just on another level, right? Like he's just so good, and he doesn't lose like that often. So when you do have to play him, it's just like the tension's on, right?
Yeah.
Like how nervous were you like on a scale of like 1 to 10, like for game one?
I mean, I wasn't nervous at all because I thought I was going to lose anyways.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of like one of those things where you're just like you just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh,
And
whatever. Do
which
you,
is also the reason why I just went YOLO and then times in a row.
yeah,
That's how I won. I don't think I can beat him in macro games, so.
yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It's not necessarily important how you win. It's just that you win. Like if that's Neeb's weak point, then that's what you got to do to beat him. Then so be it, right? Like, who cares? You know. But so yeah, maybe it was kind of like that defender's confidence where you're just like, or the not defender's confidence, but the underdog confidence, right? Where you're like, well, it is what it is. I guess it doesn't really matter what happens here.
Yeah.
What about for game two then? So going into so you won game one, you're like, oh, like I just applied some like really heavy pressure and aggression and I won. So were you thinking like, so at that point, like I'll probably lose the next three, but at least I took one game.
um, that is true, but I was doing proxy, but then a week before that, I beat him 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
3 out of 4 games I proxied him.
Hmm.
So I thought he would know that I was proxying.
Yeah. Well, that was in what? Was that in the Kings of the North? Yeah. So shouts out to ESC Champ and those guys for running an awesome event in Kings of the North. Okay, so cool. So then you beat him a second time, right? So then it's 2-0. Then were you like, okay, like let's just do it again? Like how did you feel then? Like when once you were on him 2-0?
Yeah, exactly. Because there's 3 games to proxy.
Yeah.
Even if I lose 2-3, and then I was thinking one of it should work, and I was in my mind I was gonna proxy 3 times again at that point.
So if it would have went to game 5, you would have proxied again, or game 6 rather.
Yeah, yeah.
You would have just proxied again. You would have just kept up with the proxy. I mean, it was bound to work, and it did. So I mean, it was awesome. So once you hit that third game, was it a moment of relief? Was it joy? Like how did you feel like right after 3-0ing him?
Yeah, of course it was I was really relieved after that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was I think I got Jon Snow.
Yeah, yep. It was Jon Snow next. So you probably play him a fair amount on ladder as well, right?
On Jon Snow, I have a lot more positive win rate than
Right.
against Neve. Neve, I was actually like 0-8 against him until the last week.
Okay.
Last week.
Now it's 1-8.
Yeah.
Or 2-8,
so,
rather, right? With Kings of the
Mhm.
North. Well, what do you think of Jon Snow's general play style? I mean, he's definitely gotten better. Just over this last year, obviously becoming one of the better NA Zergs. Did you have any fear in playing him at all? Especially since it's such a Zerg favored meta right now, and the all the maps are very Zerg favored as well.
Yeah. To be honest, I wasn't really nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Getting at least 3-1.
Okay.
So in that sense, I was like really happy, but at the same time, I know that I shouldn't be cocky, which happens all the time.
Right.
That's why I set my mentality straight up and then try to. But Jon Snow, I think other than Scarlet, he should be the best Zerg in NA, right?
I
Can't think of it. Can't think about anybody else who's better than him.
Well, maybe game time.
I think Jon Snow's better.
I agree, but I think that's how it would go for like NA Zergs, right? Like I think it's
Okay.
Scarlet, Jon Snow, and then game time. I think game time is still getting there. Like he's not he's not he's not at his he's not playing at his best just yet.
Yeah.
He's still getting there, but I think once he gets there, he could definitely be a pretty scary player.
Mhm.
So
I agree.
that's just one of those things, where he's just someone just kind of like Jon Snow. Game time, I feel like it's just one of those people. It's like you don't want to get too cocky on, you don't want to sleep on them because they could definitely, show you up. I think that's kind of maybe a little bit of what happened, like to you Thermal down in Austin. He's kind of like, oh, whatever, and then
Yeah.
ends up
I lost
getting
to
beat
Jon
by
Snow
him.
before too.
Yeah, so he's a good player for sure. So, but yeah, like you said, you just don't want to get too cocky. Ravi, I fixed it now. I set us to live until it's supposed to happen auto. I don't know why it didn't, but okay. So you beat Jon Snow, 3-0 again. So now you've gone 3-0 Silky, 3-0 Neeb, 3-0 Jon Snow. Were you kind of like, I'm just gonna keep this going? Like I'm just like, did you feel like you were on a rampage? Like you're just like, I'm just knocking everyone out today.
So, nah,
No.
not at all. I was just happy that I won because
Yeah.
first and second season I just got knocked out and it was really depressing for myself. And although I wasn't really practicing much,
Mm-hmm.
that just wasn't acceptable to myself. And after beating Jon Snow to qualify, I was just really happy after that.
Right. All right. So then you go up against Scarlet, right? So what's your kind of win record versus Scarlet? Are you positive? Are you even? What's kind of your win rate with her? I missed it. Your mic cut out a little bit.
I think we are pretty even.
Pretty even. Okay. So you take games off of each other pretty often. Okay. So going into that match first, here, were you pretty confident? You're like, well, she's playing from Korea. There's going to be like an element of lag for her. Were you pretty confident or?
To be honest, I didn't really care about that match because I already qualified.
Okay.
But of course, it is better to win, right?
Yeah.
So I was just thinking.
Better seat,
Hmm.
for the next one. So for sure. So obviously, you won. You know, I can't remember which during the first set which game did she win? Which set was it? Do you remember?
During the first set. I remember losing on Abyssal, but I don't know if there was on the first set or second set.
Okay, I remember. I thought Abyssal was the second one, so I can't quite remember the first one. But anyway, so in the
Oh,
sixth.
wait, both were Abyssal.
Okay,
Both were
so
Abyssal.
it was both on Abyssal. Got it. Okay, so lost twice on Abyssal, but like I said, you came back and beat her both in the semifinals and in the grand finals. Which A, better seat, B, more money, which is always nice as well. So and you just like I said, you kind of just went on a tear. Like you were just knocking nerds out left and right, and just went home with the championship. So and like I don't know. I think what most people have been wondering, you kind of for the last couple events, you've been doing okay, but I don't think it's been your best games. What kind of changed like going into this? Was it just like that mindset where you were like you just kind of shrugged and you're just like, well, I'm just gonna play, I guess. Like, was it because you didn't have any pressure that you did so well? Do you think you didn't
I
pressure
think that's
yourself?
definitely it. I was
Yeah.
like same as last year when I did really well. I think in experience, I always did well
Hmm.
when I had no pressure at all on
Okay.
myself.
So maybe that's kind of like your key. You kind of just need to go into it and expecting like nothing, and you're like, well, I just
Hmm.
happened to win, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely agree. It's a lot easier to play and do things when you're not expecting anything, and then you do well, and that's always a great feeling as well. So, but no, like amazing games. You like you said, you were on just an absolute tear, and it was awesome. So yeah, I mean, so going into Valencia, then you're the only Terran so far that's made it in. For Protoss, there's Haas
The
and
only parent
Nice.
to win WCS too, I think. Challenger.
Yeah, I think I want to say you're. Well,
In
yeah,
NA and EU.
yeah, I say for sure in that definitely. So yeah, but you for the Protoss you have Haas and Nice, so two kind of cheesy players. You have Haas and basically Haas Junior.
Oh wait, group is out?
No. I'm just talking about who's qualified.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, I didn't want to make you nervous there.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to see what you think of these players that have made it so far. So yeah, Haas and Nice for the Protoss. You're the only Terran, and then there's already 7 Zergs. There's a Laser, Jon Snow, Nurchio, Scarlet, Cyril, TLO, and True. So just like Yonkaping, they're just stacked for Zerg already. Is there anyone on that list? Like who's the scariest Zerg player do you think right now?
Scariest? I don't know, everybody's the same. Everybody's just scary as shit.
But if there's one like you really don't want to play, like is it like Cyril or Nurchio or like even like True?
Um guess I would say
Like if you're picking one to avoid,
Sergio or Cyril.
okay. Just that. What
Uh,
do you think? Do you think it's kind of like that European play style? It seems like the Europeans like to play, kind of like the Roach Ravager Infestor style.
yeah. And it's really unforgiving
Yeah,
for Terran. If you get like bungled, you're just dead, right?
yeah, yeah. Like
In a
when
bad spot.
like at Austin, we saw like a ton of that happen with Nurchio. Like obviously, like that was what he was doing versus Kelzer and Major and beat both of them. It is. You're right. No, 100%. It's just like absolutely unforgiving. You get
And
caught in one fungal, and then
yeah.
you're pretty much done. So it's kind of takes the wind out of your sails, just seeing like that many strong Zergs. But like you said, maybe you can go in that kind of just saying, well, I'll just do my best, and we'll see what happens. And
Direct Reaper then.
yeah, 3 Rex street for them. Just that's every game, just 3 Rex. They'll see that they'll never expect it, right? They're like, well, they won't expect it a 13th time. Like they'll never see
Yeah.
that coming. Oh man, no, they're so good. What? Okay, so let's talk about this. So set guitars to kill says everyone says it's very Zerg favored maps right now. He doesn't feel like that. What do you think? Do you think this is a very Zerg favored meta, and these are Zerg favored maps?
I don't I don't know about meta because on like maps like every maps are big, But
Yeah.
some of the maps has only like one gas
Mm-hmm.
on the,
On the natural.
and those I think are okay-ish
Mm-hmm.
for Terran. Like Blood Boil, for example, everybody says it's Terran map, but once you don't do Rex Reaper, it's just Zerg favored, I think, because they can get the gold super easy,
Mm.
and you just get shit ton of wings and just run over Terran.
Just get a shit ton of lings and just win, right?
That's the only thing that changes, that Blood Boil is Terran favored.
Mm-hmm.
And all other maps are big, and all the bases are super tight together. So, for Zerg, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all super together. Like, they're close to each other, so they can take it. They can take all of them super easily. I think that's why it makes.
What was that last part you cut out? You think that's why it makes it Zerg favored? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I think it seems Zerg favored, and just with all the Zergs that we're seeing right now, it's hard to question it and go against that. That it just seems like they're winning. Everything, almost everything. Right now. So it's kind of hard to argue. With where they sit right now.
But like the way Terran is designed is to harass Zerg and then get a bit ahead, and then keep on like microing better to come out an advantage in a battle or something, right? But then the rush distance is way too fucking far, so
Yeah.
you can't really harass a lot,
Right.
and it's really hard as Terran against Zerg.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Well, we kind of talked about that. So, like I said, you went on a tear. You played amazing. So, congrats. I'm like, and I kind of say this to everyone, but I actually am like really, really looking forward to you playing, in Valencia. Not only because like you're a Terran player and like you're the only Terran player to qualify right now, but you're also representing like, Canada and North American scene. So, and you want to. I think a lot of people. You know, they're gonna kind of be scared of you because they look at that and they're like, oh man, he 3-0'd Neeb and then he beat Scarlet twice. Like, this guy's really good right now. So I think they're gonna be scared of you. So like I'm really hoping and I'm really gonna be cheering hard for you to do well over in Spain.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't give a shit about me though, because that's when I did well usually.
Okay, maybe just throw some games beforehand, right? Just like play them on some EU ladder, and then just play mouse only, and be like, oh yeah, you beat me, I'm not good, and then you go over there, and then you just wreck them. That's how you do it. Okay, so we do have some questions here for you from Reddit, and then from our Discord, and we'll start here with PV Pizza. So PV Pizza wants to know, what's your what is your secret to being consistently successful, recently at least? So I think he kind of means Kings of the North, like coming in like to this month, basically.
I don't know. I think it comes with talent though. I think really, because I don't really practice a lot. Although I have been more lately. But let's say during like off season, even though I have nothing else to do, I would just play like other games instead of StarCraft, which is I think why I was like really bad past few times.
Yeah.
So I'm not really consistently good though.
I mean that's debatable. Whether you say someone's consistently good, because I think that also depends on who they're playing, right? Because you can be a consistently good player, but if you also get faced against top tier people, that's pretty tough to stay consistent then, right? Like if you're playing at the highest tier, because if you're not, then you're not playing the best people, right? If you're not losing, then you're not playing good people. That's how I kind of look at it. Let's see. What else did I think PV Pizza had one more for us? Oh, he had a couple for us. So, what is the origin of your ID? So, where does MaSa come from?
Cool, actually. I've been using it since elementary school, maybe like grade 1 or 2.
Okay. Well, oh
So
wow, grade 1.
yeah, I think around there.
Damn, dude. I don't think I got my first online handle until I was like, I don't know, like in grade 8. Like that's pretty impressive to have. Like I don't know, like grade
Yeah,
1.
yeah. MaSa was my first MapleStory ID. That's when it began.
Okay. So, but where did it come from? Like, where did you get like the name from? Like MaSa, like.
Yeah, maybe I had a reason back then, but I don't remember now.
Okay. For some reason, whenever I think of your name, I think of like corn masa, like the Mexican dish.
Ah, okay.
Like, because that's like what it is, right? And I don't know, I guess it's just because like something that I have like often enough to where it's like, okay, yeah, he named himself after the dish, man. Like he just really likes some masa. No, that's cool though. Like the original Maple Story ID, and then have just stuck with it. I've not been that consistent. My D's changed many a time over the year.
Yeah, I'm not creative enough. So
That's why he just kept it. He's like, it's just too much work. I'll just stick with that. um, what led you to play your main race? So what made you decide on Terran?
just watching Boxer as I was growing up. It was just all influenced by Boxer, not even like any other people like Nada, Flash, or I Love OOV.
Mm-hmm.
I was just so into Boxer. So game I no the day I started playing StarCraft was after watching Nada versus Boxer 2 or something.
Yeah.
So
Who's your
all because of Boxer.
do you think is Boxer your favorite? Was he like your favorite pro?
All time favorite.
All time favorite? Hands down, like without a question. Yeah. He is pretty damn good. And then, I mean, as I understand it too, he's also a really good coach. So I mean, because players that have trained with him, have done very well, and even won, like GSL. So, clearly he must know what he's doing, right? Um, what's your favorite keyboard and mouse?
My favorite keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, so like maybe like what's like your favorite that you've ever had, or like what do you use right now?
I really like the G100 of Logitech, but the only downside is that it breaks way too often.
Ah,
It was like experiences with all of my friends and myself
mm-hmm.
and everything. G100 would be my favorite mouse.
So when you buy those,
Keyboard
just
wise,
buy them in bulk, right? Just buy
no, I
like
don't even use them now because I'm sponsored by Razer through
right.
Elevate.
What mouse do you use from Razer right now?
Basis. It was also
Oh,
my first gaming mouse.
okay. I used to use
Uh,
the Death Adder. I like the general
oh,
shape.
it's too big for me. My hand is really small.
Yeah. Well, I use a different one now. I use a Corsair. I use the Corsair Harpoon now. It's small, but it also has like it's not smooth. It's got like grip almost. And so like I just feel like my hand like doesn't slip off it at all. So it just feels like super comfortable. Which is weird because it's like their cheapest mouse. And I'm like, oh, I already just love this one. Like I don't want to get the better one. Like I already like this one.
Oh,
So
usually, yeah. Also, usually like the better mouses they're usually a lot bigger than the ones I'm using or I
mhm.
have used before.
Yeah. What's the worst mouse you've ever used? Like whether it been like a competition, like they're like, okay, you can use like the provided one, or like maybe like you had like a sponsorship and like it was just not a good mouse.
I mean, I only used this Avisus G100 and a Dell mouse, so I
Okay.
gotta say the Dell mouse.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then what about keyboard? You're gonna tell me the keyboard too.
Otherwise, I don't have favorite or like hate on any of it.
Hmm.
But I really like the Black Widow Tournament Edition just because it doesn't have the 10 key on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 10 keyless.
Very around.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree. 10 keyless are awesome for like portability and just I agree. I like the layout of the 10 keyless as well. Let's see what else do we got. Picker wants to know how do different environments affect you in tourneys. So maybe how does it feel like I don't know like when you're at the events like playing with like a bunch of people around you like do you feel like that affects you really?
I think that's why I lost a lot in like tournaments and stuff because I've gotten pressures and stuff right
Okay.
from all those people.
Okay, they're like watching, kind of like watching over you, and you can kind of like feel them like watching. So you're trying
Yeah.
to like you're trying harder maybe, or just them watching
Trying
you.
try harder makes me lose or something, I guess. But
Masa's the opposite. He's not a tryhard. Don't the easier he takes it, the better.
yeah, that's why in like first 2 years of my pro gaming, I was like, I think I was at my peak level compared to anybody else.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, of course, last year I did a lot better than any other years, but I think I was during like let's say 2012, 13.
Hmm.
I couldn't give any result, like not at all, because I was just too nervous when I'm playing like online cups or something.
Yeah.
And then like challengers and premier was like online too. So I just lost left and right.
So you're definitely more comfortable like at home, like just like sitting at the desk at home and playing like that without the added pressure of the tournament environment.
Yeah, everybody loves the tournament environment, but it's just that
It doesn't love you back.
nervous, I guess.
Yeah. What about the difference like so for example like at Austin they had like the player I call it like the player pit, right? Like where all the players are kind of, like gathered. But then you also have like the main stage. Like is that even more pressure for you being like up on the stage?
Yeah, of course. Like nowadays it's better, but
Yeah.
when I first started playing on the stage, like my hand would be shaking as I'm moving the mouse, so I can't even like how do you call it? Right click wall on the specific unit.
Oh, okay.
It was like now it's a lot better.
Yeah. No, I could see that just
Like in high school, yeah, I couldn't even present well in front of the class, and that's like what in front of 20,000 people watching online,
right, right.
like all the crowd.
Yeah, not to mention the hundreds of people that are there, or even more in the past. At larger events, thousands of people. So no, that makes sense. I'm the same. I was the same way. I'm better about it now. Like through streaming and stuff. Like it's helped. Like when I've gotten big crowds and stuff, and I don't get as nervous anymore. So I definitely know where you're coming from. Sometimes it's nerve wracking being, doing a presentation or just doing anything in front of a large group. Let's see. So Melty wants to know, what's your favorite unit in StarCraft?
Favorite unit?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta say SCV.
SCV,
Yeah,
because it builds your proxy, right?
like that too. But without them, you can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
And also, I think SCV is really good because back then, at least, you used to be able to all in with them.
Pull the boys. Yep.
Now you can like kind of semi all in when you're defending. You're pulling your SCVs.
Yeah.
So much better than like probe or drone.
Definitely. Definitely. Let's see. If you could make one balance change right now, what would it be?
Adepts.
Adepts. What about them?
I've seen like lately a lot of Koreans started to not using adepts. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Because with zealots, let's say you have colossus, you give room for Terran to micro to kite the zealots out first and then start attacking colossus. But with adepts, you don't have to do that at all.
Yeah.
That's way too tanky, even after 10 HP nerf.
So do you think like you just want to remove the adept completely, just like get rid of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
adept and liberator, I'm okay with that.
You get rid of the liberator. If the adept goes, then you're okay with getting rid of the liberator.
Yeah,
Okay.
like you can take liberator away for removing adept.
Okay. It's like a trade. Here you go. You can have this, and then I get rid of this.
Yeah,
All right. Let's see. What else does he have? What's your favorite televised match that you've what's your favorite match that's been televised that you've played?
I've actually never thought about that.
It's kind of an
My
interesting
favorite.
an interesting question.
I mean, for this year, I would say like, wait, I guess that's too obvious because that's the only thing I did during this year, like winning a WCS Challenger.
Yeah.
Overall, actually. Yeah, I gotta think of it for this one.
Got to think for a
It's
second.
not like I won a championship or something, so I can just bring that up. So
Right. No, take a second to kind of think about that, because I'm curious to to what I maybe let's change it then. Let's change it. If it's too hard for that, let me reword it. Maybe what win are you most proud of? It's like what, like you won like a certain like, even if it's just like a smaller tournament, like either like what tournament are you most proud of for winning, or like a certain series.
I don't quite remember, but there was like a break point for me,
Hmm.
like losing to everybody left and right, and then there was a break point for me. After that, I started qualifying for like all the premieres and stuff,
Hmm.
back in like 2013 or something. That was, yeah, it should be that time. I don't really remember when it was.
But just at that turning point, like that turning point in your career was like
Mhm.
your most memorable moment, basically, like the moment that you kind of like figured it out
Yeah,
and got it turned around.
imagine if I never had that turning point. I
Right.
would just still be losing to everybody left and right, and probably
Yeah.
not even be playing this game at this point.
Right. Or yeah, maybe you just retire because like you're like, well, I'm not very good. Like I keep losing. Like maybe
Yeah,
it's just time to call it quits.
I think that's like that applies to a lot of like decent Koreans as
Hmm.
well. A
Yeah.
lot of people had potential to be like really good, really really good,
Hmm.
but some of them just disappeared. I think it's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
At least I had that turning point.
Um. Okay. PvP. It's had one more question here at the end, and he wanted to know he's interested in what do you look for in a keyboard and mouse without pressure from sponsorship. So like, take Razer off the table. Like ignore the fact that they're your sponsor right now, just for 1 second. You go in and into a store. Like what immediately do you look for like in a keyboard?
Keyboard wise, just a click. It should be smooth for StarCraft, right?
Hmm.
And it can't be too smooth, and then you might mess up your clicks and stuff.
Right.
Which is why I use the most. I think it's perfect for me. But that's like the first thing I look for.
Hmm. What switches do you use in that keyboard? What?
Right? I couldn't catch.
Oh, what switches do you have in your keyboard?
For Razer, it's like orange, which is kind of in between red and brown.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was guessing when you said orange. Okay.
But yeah, and then and then I don't really care about any other stuff for keyboard.
Okay. So just
Just,
mostly it's just the switches and the feel of the buttons.
and
Uh,
mouse is of course grip,
yeah.
because my hand is, like I mentioned, my hand is small.
Right.
A lot of the mouses I can't fit them all in my hand.
Mm, that makes sense. So it's
But as long as you're comfortable with the grip and moving it around,
yeah.
then it's good, right?
Right.
Grip is the thing.
Yeah. No, like I said,
What I
that,
look
that
for.
that's why I like this one. It's smaller and it has good grips. That's why I like it. So I'm right there with you. I don't have like huge hands either. Kaboosh wants to know if you've given any thoughts of growing pro in poker after StarCraft 2.
I think that's too hardcore.
Too hardcore.
There's already so many good players and stuff, and no experience, right?
Right.
And it's like starting to play League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Not even League of Legends, Dota 2.
Dota 2.
With
Yeah. If you were
no
if you
thoughts on doing that.
if you were gonna go pro in one other game, like right now, like what would it be? Like if you got to pick, like you were automatically like really competitive in it. Like yeah, like let's say like StarCraft 2 was done, right? Like let's just say the game was done for, right? And you're like, okay, I need to transition, and you could automatically pick which game you want to go into. Like let's just say you're already good at it. Like what game would you like to play or like to be good at or be a pro in?
It has to be League, because I was decently good at it, and I'm most comfortable playing than any other games.
What was it? Your mic cut out right when you said it.
Hmm?
What game?
Oh, League.
League.
Sorry.
Okay. What position?
Um, I have to say jungle. I used to main mid,
Mm-hmm.
but I think now I'm too washed up and I wouldn't be able to dodge any of the skill shots if they were around.
Too washed up. What's your favorite hero to play with, or champion? Champion rather. Sorry, I play too much Heroes of the Storm.
uh, Ziggs, I guess, that got me to like Diamond 150 LP back way back then, like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And nobody knew that Ziggs was so strong.
Yeah.
And then they started using him in the pro scene and they started nerfing it.
And then they
But
figured
back
it
then
out.
it was like the best champion.
Yeah. I'm like there with you. I like to play like the off meta characters, and like the people have forgotten about, like was like way after, like I was still playing like Gangplank, like before he got like rebuffed, and like people just like hadn't been playing him for so long that people kind of forgot like how good he was. Or like I would play like Urgot and just like lane bully all day and just not let people in, like with the heat seeking missile or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. ES Champ wants me to ask, what was a time you were disappointed with your performance at a large tournament?
When was that time? Definitely Austin. And during my Valencia last year. Those two I just come. I can't name all of it. And then
Right.
WCS Montreal.
Right.
Montreal. I guess Montreal was the hardest one because I'm
Like home turf.
Canadian.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people were looking up for me at that time.
Yeah.
And like any other countries, you don't have as much fan base as Montreal, right?
Right.
And just, I think I got shut down by Major 3-0. Yeah, showing that to everyone who's cheering for me was just really sad.
Yeah. Fear Dragon 64 wants to know, what do you think the future of StarCraft holds for you, and how long do you hope to keep at it?
Future of StarCraft. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with StarCraft 2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. This is really depressing talk, but I don't think Blizzard cares about StarCraft 2 anymore.
Oh,
So
you really don't think that? Even with all the voice packs and stuff, and like the war chest, like you don't think that they care? I don't know. I think I disagree. I think they don't not care, right?
okay.
Like they're at least attempting. It's not like they're just like whatever. Like it is what it is. Like they're at least still trying. I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but my opinion is that so.
Yeah.
My future career. I just hope until like at least next year when I'm in school and stuff, I could just perform. Let's say maybe top 3 tier in NA,
Yeah.
then I'm good.
Okay.
That's my goal, I guess, in future StarCraft.
All right. So just keeping it up while going through school and stuff, and just trying to stay at the top of your game, basically.
Yeah, I don't expect to play better at this point. So.
Mm-hmm. That brings up an interesting point. So, like, with going to school, would you still attend like certain events, and would you still like go to like Montreal then potentially, or if there's another tournament like in Austin and stuff, would those still be ones that you would travel for, but maybe just not overseas?
Yeah, I mean, I remember last time in I am Katowice, I had an exam at that point, so I had to get a letter from ESL
Mm-hmm.
and then show it to my professor, be like, send me to this tournament. And then he agreed, and I went there.
What? Okay, that's another interesting thing. So, what did your professor say? Like, when you're like, "Hey, like, can I reschedule this exam? I have to go play in this tournament." And he's like, no, like that's silly, or like, how does that work?
And he was totally cool. He was cool with it. He was just like, go to Poland next week for this important stuff
Yeah,
for my self life rather than school.
yeah. Was he like excited for you? He was like, "Oh wow, like that's really cool," or was he just kind of like, "Okay,
Didn't care. He was just like, okay.
all right, well, fair enough." I feel like a younger teacher, especially like if you have like a niece, like someone, like in their 30s and stuff that could still be like an esports fan, they would be like super like hyped for you, like, like, "Oh yeah, definitely, They like recognize you in class. Like you don't even have to tell them. He's like, I watched the qualifiers last night. You're excused. Don't worry about it. That's
Sucks. All the professors are old.
yeah.
At least like 50 years old. So
So he probably wasn't watching. Who do you consider to be your rival?
rival.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do I have any?
I don't know. That's up to you. Like, do you feel like you have any?
So often, but I've been losing so much to him. So I don't think that's a rival. You just shit on me, right?
Who was it? Neeb?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see that him as being like your rival, basically. You know, you're two both really good NA players and stuff, and he's someone that you have to play often enough. So I mean, I would say that that's someone who, could definitely be a rival.
Yeah, I guess Neve and Scarlet, because best Terran NA,
Right.
they're like best Zerg NA, best Protoss NA, so we all have to be rival, right?
Right. Yeah. How supportive is your family of your video game career?
Um, so far they didn't really care because I've been earning money off it and then
Right.
paying tuition by myself, so that was cool. But this year, my mom started to saying how you should start studying again because you keep on losing.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Rip. Mom's trying to crush those dreams.
Yeah.
Let's see. How far do you think you can go at Valencia, and do you think you can win the whole thing?
No, never. I don't think.
That's
But
good. Keep the pressure off.
like I said, if I
Don't
if I
don't
think
yeah
this way,
don't
I
don't,
might play
don't
better.
guys, don't stress him. Like, don't just let him relax. Let him chill. We don't want to stress him out.
I don't expect myself to go past like round of 16.
There you go. That's still pretty good though.
I mean, I'm already in round of 32. I just had to win one round.
Exactly. That's still pretty good though. That way
But yeah,
I mean, yeah, because I mean the flight's paid for. I mean, so you're still making money at that point. So yeah. What was the time you had?
Valencia is a pretty cool city.
Yeah. How many have you been to? Well, yeah, you've been to Valencia before. How many times have you been there? What was it?
Once.
Just once. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your like? Do you remember like anything memorable from the first time you were there?
Beach was nice.
The beach
I
was
mean,
nice.
there's no beach in Canada. It's fake beach.
Fake beach.
It's lake.
I feel you, man. Like I live in Minnesota, so like I'm right there with you. Like we have very similar environments, so I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah, our beach is on a lake. It's not on the ocean. It's like a fake ass beach.
Yeah.
What about the ladies? Are there any ladies on that beach?
A lot.
Yeah, maybe that's why you like the beach. I don't know.
I just like the beach.
Fair enough. Proxy Tempest, thanks for that auto host, man. Appreciate it. Let's see what else we got. When was the time you had to choose between StarCraft and real life?
I play qualifier at home.
What's that?
When my friends were out drinking, and then I had to
Oh,
play qualifier at home.
rip. Yeah.
That's about it.
The guys, I can't. I gotta play in this qualifier.
Yeah.
Let's see. What about Scarlet as competition for best Canadian player? So maybe that was going back to like rival. So maybe Scarlet and you are closer rivals because you're duking it out for like Canada's best player.
Yeah. I think until I beat her, she was definitely the best Canadian player. But now I can say that I'm best, but next time we meet,
I say you're the best
might
because
lose.
you're still in Canada. Because like she's in
Okay.
Korea, right? It's like, okay, well you've kind of like, I feel like when players like move out there and stuff, it's like, well, like now I consider you on like on a Korean level. Like I kind of forget, about your NA stuff because you're out there.
in citizenship, then I can keep my best Canadian player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like at least you're still there. I don't know. So I feel like that. I feel like that's got to count for something. ES Champ was talking about the comic that was made, the Dune StarCraft crossover. Did you see that?
So a bit.
Yeah. What about Semper? What do you think about Semper? Is he also pretty good?
Yeah, he's definitely top 3 in a Terran. No, he's the best Terran in NA after me
Second
so
best
far.
NA Terran.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
gap isn't that large. I think he
Who's
still has a lot of room to improve.
Well, wait a minute. When you say NA, what about like Kellizer then? Or no, I guess Kellizer doesn't count because he'd be Latin.
Yeah.
What about Major though? Or does he not count because he's in Korea too?
I mean, he's playing in LA server qualifiers for everything, so he should be considered LA, right? Not
Fair.
NA.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I see. I kind of agree like that. Like I had the idea that there should be like an NA versus SA tournament, right? So North America versus South America, and then I would have actually have the cutoff be like Mexico down. So like Major would play for South America.
Yeah, if Major wasn't NA, I would put him above me, of course.
Right. Right.
He's better than me.
Um. Yeah, I'm not for sure. Your mic keeps cutting out a little bit. I'm not for sure. I think it's just the Discord settings. Maybe if you want to change those, you could lower like the input sensitivity.
With sensitivity.
Yeah, just like lower it like all the way down. That way it's not like cutting out.
I did.
Okay. So hopefully that'll help, guys. Sorry. I mean, we've been getting the most of what you've been saying. So, are you going to Cheesadelphia?
Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. I mean, Philadelphia is not that far. If anything, I can bus for 14 hours for like $50, right?
Damn, dude. Like that's a long bus ride though. Like, oh, like the drive. Like I drove from Minnesota to Austin, and that was 16 hours, and that was awful. That
Yeah,
was
I have to
terrible.
stream more to raise money for that.
Stream more, exactly, man. That's something that I know people were kind of complaining about. Like in that Reddit thread, they're like, "Does Masa stream?" It's like, yeah, but not very often. Like it's not a consistent. So maybe you got to get on that, man. I know the Elevate sponsor wouldn't be disappointed if you streamed more. They'd probably like that. I know I'm repping Elevate. I got my Elevate flag hanging up behind me, so I'm repping the squad today. Yeah. So we use if besides the like the actual like the players from Korea where their English isn't very good, I don't try to explain Discord because most of them don't use it or don't get it like when I'm trying to explain it. So it's usually just Skype. So it's Skype for video muted with Discord audio, and that usually ends up for better audio quality.
Quality.
Yeah, yeah. I know Masa is Korean, but like he has really good English, so it's easy to explain to him. Like you already knew what Discord was, right? And some Koreans do, but like for example, Liquid Hero had no idea. Like it took me like over an hour to walk him through on how to use Discord, and it was not worth it. Like it's sometimes it's just too difficult. Even with Seeker there, it took us an hour to get him to figure it out. So like it was just tough. So sometimes worth it, sometimes not worth it. Question: can you speak Korean because your name looks like a Korean-ish? So
I came to Canada 10 years ago
so
when I was 13, which is pretty much after fluently speaking Korean, right?
right. So the answer is yes. You can still speak Korean, right?
It's actually more comfortable speaking Korean than English still.
Oh, really? I mean, your English is really good though. Like, I mean, obviously, like it's not like where some players like have to pick their words, right? Like you can tell like they're trying to like make sure that they're using it right. Like with you, it's just like obviously it's just fluent. Why didn't you come to the USA? It's better. I know it was your parents, right? Like they're the ones that chose.
Yeah, it's not up to me.
So
Yeah, it's up to my parents. Right?
what? But what was the reason for I guess the move? Like why move? Why did the family move from Korea to Canada?
I'm not. I think it's for better education. I don't think I would have survived in Korean education environment. It's like
Okay.
it's way too hardcore there.
Yeah.
And maybe I go like off the road and doing nothing.
Okay. Odin the Fry Cook wants to know, Masa, why are you so awesome?
Also, I'm not though.
He thinks you are, man. Don't let him down. Like, gotta give him something. Just say I was born that way.
Maybe because I'm the only Terran in any.
There you go. That's why he's awesome, boys. Like, he's just one of the last good Terrans out there. So there's your real answer. Let's see. ES Champs arguing about healthcare. Come to Texas, our education system sucks. Yeah, then you could have easily passed. There you go. ES Champ asks, do you do coaching?
No.
No.
I think I'm pretty bad at coaching. To be honest.
But don't you guys use isn't Elevate's have Flipper as a sponsor, which is like a coaching app?
Oh, but yeah, I was never.
You don't use it?
No.
What do you think of your StarCraft 2 coach for Elevate, Rengen?
Do
you ever play?
Do anything.
You don't ever play with him? Is he mostly there for Bales to beat up on? Is that what he's there for?
I think so.
Ooh. Rengen's watching, by the way, so he's gonna see that you kind of called him out there a little bit. So it's okay. It's okay. Don't pressure him, guys. Yeah, don't pressure him. He doesn't do good under pressure. How many hours a day do you train?
How many hours?
Yeah.
Man, let's say big ones. I can play up to like 3 to 5, but usually maybe like 2. Yeah.
Okay. What about what do you find the most beneficial? Do you like to do customs like with other players, or do you just like the ladder for training?
I think for ladder, it's just to keep your mechanics up and see how people play and how the meta goes for StarCraft. Good for specific matchups and environment through customs. So I think it's 2 different things.
Yeah.
One for keeping your mechanics up, and one for special stuff, pretty much.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, guys, get a couple more questions in here. We're coming up on the end of our time here with MaSa, so we'll take a couple more. In the meantime, if you do like the content, hit the follow button. If this is your first time watching, the show is weekly. We do this every week and have guests on and ask them the same types of questions, your guys' questions, and ask them about what's going on with them. Our next interview is actually tomorrow with Ryung from Korea. That interview will be at 11 p.m. Eastern, which will be noon KST, so noon for him and near midnight for us. So it's sometimes hard, but if you're staying up that late, the Korean interviews are always super fun. You guys are able to ask him, whatever questions you want to know, and we usually get some pretty interesting answers out of them. And Ryung's a pretty fun guy, so it should be a good one. Also, guys, donate, man. It really does help. You can see our current goal is to go to Montreal. So I can do more in-person player interviews. So like with MaSa, I'd love to be able to go to Montreal and do an in-person interview with you. But it all helps, guys, to just create more content. It allows us to do these events, to do the networking so that the players know who I am and they're not as intimidated when I randomly try to contact them and try to get them to talk to me. So it really does help, and I appreciate it. Let's see here. How many hours of Overwatch do you play a day? Volts asks.
That used to be like the whole day, but not anymore.
Too many, right?
That was last season. After I think it's after I lost in Austin. I just didn't give a shit about Overwatch and any other things.
Yeah, because you're like, fuck this. Like, I need to concentrate on StarCraft, not Overwatch. Who are you playing in Overwatch? Who is your go-to character though?
Soldier, although my aim is really shit.
Hey, that's what the special's for, right? Lock on. You don't need to aim then.
Kind of switched over to Diva, which is not really aim focused.
Right.
But more teamwork.
Right. That's why I play a lot of Torbjorn. Just throw down the turret, man. He does all the work. I don't do anything.
Torb is my main, actually.
What? Torbjorn's your main?
Yeah.
Me too, dude.
But only on special occasions.
I play him on attack. I play him on defense. I play him on everything. Like, he's just my favorite character.
I'm like the actual main. I think I consider that as troll.
I mean, it might be it might be a little bit of a troll, but I'm still good with it though, right? Like people are like, don't pick him.
Yeah.
Like you're like he's really bad, and you're like, I know typically you're right, he is really bad, but I'm just really good with him, so we will still win. Like don't worry.
Okay.
And then I win and get play of the game and get like 30 kills, and they're like, okay, like I guess it was an okay pick. Like it's fine. My favorite, don't you love that though? Like in games like that, when it's like you're doing the best, like you've got gold for kills, like you're winning, right, overall, and the team's still yelling at you to like get off a character. And it's like,
Yeah.
but we're winning and we're dominating. Like why? Get off of it. Come on. So let's see here. Who are your top 3 StarCraft 2 players? So your favorites. Who are your top 3 favorites of all time? I guess.
My favorite
Well, no, it was StarCraft 2 though.
with StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
Anime. I think anime is the favorite in my StarCraft 2.
MMA. Yeah.
The
I don't.
top one.
Would you still would you still say Boxer? Because Boxer did play StarCraft 2.
Shouldn't consider him, I guess.
He was. I don't remember. Was Boxer good at StarCraft 2?
He was decent. He got to semifinals in GSO, but lost to an ST.
Oh, was
I
that?
remember.
Was that number 2? Was that GSL 2? Okay.
And then he did the Thor Rush
Oh yeah, yeah.
or Shatter Temple or something. That was awesome.
The Thor Rush. Damn. Back in the day, man. Those are some good
Yeah.
stuff. Fear
Two other
Dragon.
ones?
Two more. And Fear Dragon says he made it to the winners final at MLG Anaheim too.
Oh yeah, that.
Versus MMA. So that was, dude, that must have been really hard for you at the time. You were probably like, I like both these guys. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah, that's good actually, because
Yeah.
you can cheer for either one.
Yeah. So top 3. So MMA 1.
Hmm.
So who's
I don't know
number 2?
actually.
You don't know. Is it all Terran players? Like, do you only like other Terran players?
Oh wait, Maru. Why am I forgetting Maru?
Mario, yeah, dude. Like, guy you share a name with, like, right? Like, come on.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, definitely Maru.
Okay, so MMA Mario, then who's number 3?
Oh,
Who? Bolt?
myself.
Oh, yourself. Got it. Damn, dude, you're your own fan. You got to cheer for yourself. Like, you make your own little sign for yourself. Like, call me, go MaSa. Let's see. Were you a Flash fan?
Flash? No,
No.
I wasn't watching StarCraft back then, so.
Got it. How can you like Fear Dragon says, how can you like the fake Maru when you are the number 1 true Maru? When you are the one true Maru, right? Like you're the chosen one.
Think about it. If you're a doctor and then you made like a robot, you would like your robot more than yourself, right?
It's true. All right, guys, a couple more questions. Otherwise, we're gonna be done here. We'll let MaSa go so he can continue his excellent training. So if you have any other questions, get them in here now. So I know you kind of talked about this. You were kind of focusing on StarCraft 2 now, but are you playing any other games casually right now, or not really?
League, because I've been playing it since forever with my friends. So
Right.
that's the only game I play with friends. So
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And what champ are you playing right now? Are you still playing Zix?
anything pretty much.
Okay, it's whatever.
Mhm.
Got it. Well, I think we're out of questions. I think the chat's dried up here because then now they're asking if you're going to Cheesadelphia again, which the answer was yeah. He's gonna try. He might bus it. 15 hours for $50. So it might. What do you do on long trips like that? That's a good question. So how do you break up your trips? Do you try to sleep? Do you listen to music? Do you try to like review games? Like what do you do?
No, just download or watch shit ton of movies.
Okay, just movies.
planes, which is like last time I think it was like 8 hour flight, and over there
Yeah.
that was on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always much more bearable when the plane has like the in-flight movie, right? Like the other thing, right? Where you can just like watch it in like the back of the seat. Makes them a lot more bearable. All right, well, I think that's all we got then, because it seems like said like the chat's kind of quieting down. Everyone's kind of saying their good luck to you at WCS. So, like I said, everyone's gonna be cheering for you. So, no pressure the guys though. Don't pressure him. We'll be cheering. You know, do your best, but no pressure. All right, here last question then. How motivated are you for Montreal? DreamHack is the next step after the lands. So I guess yeah. So
Vanity.
yeah.
And I'm not even considering right now, to be honest, because
It's a while
Valencia is
down the
coming
road.
up.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, even if you didn't qualify, you'd probably still go just because it's in Montreal, right? Like, what's Montreal to Toronto? Like 4 or 5 hours?
That's
What was it?
6 hours.
6 hours. That's not awful. It's not 15.
Yeah.
Maynard, thank you for that host, man. We appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you guys learned a lot watching Maynard, and hope you enjoyed the end of the Maru or the Maru Kim interview, aka MaSa, the one true Maru. Okay, I guess maybe we'll take another minute here and see if any of these new folks have any questions for you, man. I don't know what. Tell us this. Tell us your best fan story. You any good fan stories? Not really. What about like just in general? Like, have you ever been like noticed in public? Like,
No, not in public.
okay. Not even like at the lantern. It's like, oh hey, it's MaSa. You just kind of like blend in. They're like,
Mm-mm.
no, that's probably just some random Korean guy in an Elevate jersey. It's probably not him.
Yeah. No fan stories. Feels bad.
Feels bad, man. Guys, give him some fan stories. Give him some, man. Got it. When he goes to Montreal, like go say what's up. Don't pressure him, but make sure he knows that you're there to watch him. Maynard's got a story. A question. Yeah, Maynard's got a question. Shoot, mate. How do you think you'll do in Valencia?
It's either that I will get knocked down the first round or go to round of 16.
So either end in 32 or go to 16.
Yeah, 16 is my goal, to be honest.
Mm. And then what? And then what's the goal after that, though? Is it more beach time? Because it's gonna be summer, man. Like, it's gonna be nice. Like, make sure you like pack your swim shorts so you can lay out on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should.
Maynard wants to know: are you feeling the best shape you've ever been in so far?
So far is like a long time, and I would say yes. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Who's your favorite WCS caster? What was it?
The WCS caster?
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite? Rod is casting the most because he has a lot of knowledge, and which is what I look for when I look for caster.
Okay.
They say random stuff that doesn't make sense at all, but
So
they just keep talking about them.
So Tasteless is not your favorite, in other words.
Be knowledgeable too, but we are talking about WCS.
True.
No?
No, I just mentioned that because like Tasteless is funny though, because like Tasteless like does know a lot, but he's also like the 1st one to just start like saying random things.
Okay. But those are for like jokes. I mean, like
Sure.
random things about the game itself.
Sure. So you think you'd say Roddy's your favorite then? I feel like Todd does a pretty good job too. I feel like Todd's pretty knowledgeable as well.
I've been just watching Roddy more, right? Since like he's been casting since a long time ago.
True. That's very true. He's been around for a very long time. I'd have to say my personal is Maynard, just hands down. No favoritism at all, Maynard. Just you're my favorite man. That's why when I was in Austin, I gave him flowers. I just thought he was doing such a nice job. I gave him a nice bouquet, and he made me keep them. He did not accept them. So that's my best caster story. Well, that and I kind of just burst back there, like I was like in the players' lounge. And I kind of just like let myself back. Then I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I probably shouldn't have done this, but I've gone too far now. So fuck it. Like, let's just go." So I don't know. Sometimes you just got to YOLO in life, right? Just like you did against Neeb, right? Sometimes you just got to YOLO, and just say, "Fuck it, I'll just proxy every game." You'll never expect it. Damn. All right, Kevin's got a question here. If it wasn't already asked, who do you fear the most in the round of 32?
That's also already as kind of any Zerg.
Yeah, that we did kind of say that. You just want to. I guess who would be someone that you would like to hit then? So if we know you don't want to play
Haas.
like one of the big Zergs, Haas.
Haas or Nice. Yeah.
Well, Nice is nice like mini Haas, so I feel like that's just like the easiest choice, right?
Oh, really? They're really nice.
Well, because they have like
I never saw him play.
oh yeah, they have almost mirror play styles. Like Nice just plays like super weird, like he plays like Haas, like just like random shit. So you don't fear that though? Like you don't fear like the randomness?
I guess I should though, because proxy versus proxy, Terran loses usually.
Dude, yeah, but I mean, you have the advantage of lifting off and just leaving.
True.
You always can turn into like a weird base race where you just like float your main over and turn it into a planet. Or yeah, float your main over, turn it into a planetary in his base.
Yeah.
All right, so he'd like to play Haas or Nice, preferably, and then not play any Zergs. So optimally, he gets to the finals without hitting any Zerg. So
Which is impossible.
right?
Like,
Exactly. Yeah, probably not going to happen. But in the round of 32, it could happen. Maybe even the round of dude. I think that should be the goal right there. Right, is if you can not get a Zerg in the round of 32 or 16, then you're looking pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're looking pretty good. Then we're thinking like round of 8 like a round of 8 finish at least. So no pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'll bring you some. Oh, I had the whiskey for you, man. I got you some whiskey. That was an even better gift. And ES Champ, when I come to Montreal, when you touch my beard, I'll also give you some flowers. Inside joke, sorry. All right, come on, guys. If there's any random questions here, let's fire them in here real quick. Otherwise, feel free to donate again because all the goals right now are going to get me to Montreal to do player interviews, to attend the event and do some live work while I'm there. We're about halfway to the goal right now, so really all that's left is the plane ticket and then my event ticket because I should be able to. My room should be free from my sponsors, so I haven't talked to them about that yet, but hopefully, so something I'm working on. All right, I think that's pretty much gonna finish it out here, MaSa. Do you have any final words for fans and shout outs for sponsors?
I've been getting a lot of attention lately, seeing like Reddit and stuff, which is really interesting because I don't think I've gotten this much interest. So I'm really thankful for that. For that, keep you guys down after all this hype.
Right.
So I will practice more.
Practice more. Stream maybe.
Than ever. Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna stream, guys. He's gonna stream. Just keep making Reddit threads. Basically, is what he's saying. Like, keep me relevant, and I will return the favor by streaming and doing memorable things. What about for sponsorships? Any shout outs for Razer for the team?
Thank you, LED. That's about it.
That's about it. Okay, ES Champ, last question here. If you could live in any other city other than Toronto, where would you live?
So, oh wait, no, actually not. Okay.
Not Seoul.
No, not so. Any other city other than Toronto?
Valencia.
Traveling, I think I liked Valencia the most as a city. I would choose Valencia.
Damn. Do you speak any Spanish though?
Yeah, that's the problem, but I
I
like the cities environment most in either Austin or Valencia. But Austin, everything is too expensive there, I think.
right. Yeah, Valencia is I've heard is not that bad actually, compared to like some of the where like some of the other events are like I've heard that yeah, Yankoping is actually pretty expensive.
Hmm.
I th- what about Katowice? I don't think that's very expensive. Is it Poland?
But that city was really boring
Yeah,
compared to
yeah. It's
Valencia.
also like no, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cheap for a reason, guys. There's just nothing there. So, yeah, I agree. I think Valencia is probably like the best of everything, right? Like you've got like the great nightlife, you got the beach there, like everything's like a decent price. So, yeah, maybe they should have more events in Valencia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. Hit that follow button again. This is we do this every single week. We got it back to back because tomorrow we're doing an interview at 11 p.m. Eastern with Ryung from TES, formerly of Axiom. So go Total Biscuits team. But yeah, so if you'd like to watch that, please tune into that show. Hit the follow button and then check Reddit tomorrow around noon EST for the Reddit question thread for Ryung. Yeah, and thanks to our sponsor, Sloth Esports, for sponsoring the show. Those guys make it happen. Check out slothesports.com for esports apparel and mouse pads. Check out elevate.com. Obviously, they sponsor MaSa. Elevate's a bunch of great guys. You know, thanks to Razer and to G Fuel, their sponsors. Check out Flipper if you'd like to get some coaching. I know that they're now sponsored by Flipper. So clearly they should have just sponsored me because I give more plugs than MaSa does. So clearly I would have been a good hire for Elevate. But all right, that's all we got for today. So thanks again for everyone for watching. We will see you tomorrow, and I'm going to figure out who we are going to host. MaSa, do you have a preference of who we host? Should we see if
Let me
Bales
see.
is Bales going?
It's not streaming, no.
Okay. So we don't have to give priority to Bales. So let's see who should we host here.
I don't know, to be honest. There's no Terran streaming,
No,
so
no Terrans. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, there is. Where'd he
Oh.
go? Where did he go?
I don't see anyone.
Up a Tree Zelda is live. Or is he playing? Hang on, I'm gonna check. He might be playing Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I don't see him on the list.
He's
On
near
Team
the
Liquid.
he's on Team Liquid. He
My
just
kids love.
he might not be showing, but yeah, he's playing StarCraft right now. So we'll host Sal. And he's also Canadian. So I don't know if you knew that, but Sal's Canadian too. So we'll host a nice Canadian Terran player. It's only fair. All right, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.